Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello,
Waalaikumsalam.
and welcome to
Waalaikumsalam.
group presentations. First, thank you to our lecturer, Mr. Anthony, for giving us the chance to share our observations. Before we start, let me introduce our group members first. I am Jujufatika Sari, and also the first speaker of this presentation. The second speaker is Alice. The third speaker is Sugeng, and the fourth speaker is Zidan, and the last speaker is Widi. Next slide, Gang. Okay, today we will talk about literature in English lesson at senior high school, right? Literature is an importance learning English. It can help students improve their reading, writing, thinking, and understand of different cultures. We made a questionnaire to know how English teachers use literature in the classroom. There are 25 questions in total. We divided the question into 5 parts. Each part will be explained by one member of our group. Let me explain a little bit. The first part is about general ideas and curriculum, right? I will explain this part. And then the second part is about syllabus and lesson planning. This will be explained by Alice. And the third part is about materials and sources. This part will be delivered by Sugeng. And the fourth part is about teaching method and media. This Zidan will be explain this part. And the fifth and last part is about challenges and opportunities. This part will be explained by Widi. We hope this presentation will be clear and useful. Now let me begin with the first part. Next slide, Gang. General and ideas, general approach and curriculum context. Belum kelihatan lagi. First question is how is English literature used in English lesson? The teacher said that literature it is not taught alone but used together with other English skills. For example, when students read a poem or story, they also practice reading, writing, speaking, and listening. This way, literature becomes a useful tool to make English learning more meaningful and fun. And the second question is, what is the role of literature in the current English curriculum? According to the teacher, the curriculum uses literature to support the learning of English. Not to be the main focus, it helps students improve their skill through interesting and creative texts. But literature is not the center of the subject. It is used to help students understand the language better. And the third question is, do you follow the curriculum guidelines when teaching literature? The teachers follows the rules and plans from the National or School Curriculum Guide. This means she chooses literary texts like a story, poems, and an extra that match the learning goals that set by the curriculum. She does not just pick random texts, she uses them with the purpose to support the learning outcomes. And the fourth question is the literature taught as a separate unit or mixed with other skills? Literature is integrated with all English skill, she said. Students read, write, speak, and listen using the same literary text. For example, they may read a short story, talk about it with their classmates, write a summary, and listen to an audio versions of it. This way, students can develop their skills together using one interesting source. And the last questions of this subtopic is what types of literature are included in the syllabus? The teacher said she used many kinds of literature in her class. This includes short story, poems, novels, dramas, song lyrics, and traditional folk tales. This variety makes learning more exciting and helps students understand different cultures, ideas, and styles of writing. And All in all, the conclusions of this subtopic is this English teacher shows that literature plays an important role in English language learning. Although it is not the main focus in the curriculum, it is very useful to teach language skills. By following the curriculum and using many types of text, the teachers help students learn English in a creative and enjoyable way. Maybe that's all from me, and the next subtopic will be delivered by Alice.
Second subtopic is literature and syllabus planning. From the interview, it is known that English teachers teach literature as an addition to reading or writing lessons, not as the main material. So, when choosing literature texts, teachers usually combine texts from the syllabus and texts that they choose themselves according to the needs of the student. So, in choosing texts, teachers pay attention to several things such as suitability to the curriculum, student ability in English, as well as student interest and culture, so that the texts are easy to understand and interesting. And the learning objective of literature are also adjust to the basic competencies in the curriculum. So the literacy material still support the learning target of English. Next, for assessment, teachers do not use ordinary text but assess qualitatively and narratively. This means that students are assessed on how they understand and respond to the content of the literacy text, not just on the right or wrong answer. So, to sum up, literature is used in senior high English lesson as a way to support reading and writing skill. Even though it is not the main focus, teachers still plan carefully. They choose texts that fit the curriculum, suitable for student English level, and match student interests and culture, so the learning goals are connected to the basic competencies in the curriculum. And when checking student understanding, teachers use qualitative and narrative assessment. This means they look at how well students understand and respond to the stories, not just right or wrong answer. I think that's all from me.
So the next one is the C part. It is about the literary materials and sources. So for the 11th questions is what types of literary text do you usually use in class? So according to the teachers, a variety of literary texts are commonly used in the classroom. Short stories are selected to teach narrative structures and character development. Poems are introduced to explore figurative language and rhythm, and song lyrics are used as relatable and engaging form of literature. This blend is believed to help students perceive literature as dynamic and relevant to their lives, rather than something static or confined to textbooks. So for the 12 questions is do you use classical works, contemporary works, or a combination of both? So the teachers state that using both classical and contemporary literature is essential. Classical works provide exposure to literary heritage and universal themes, while contemporary texts make literature more relatable to students' current experiences. So this combination supports deeper literary analysis and helps students develop a well-rounded appreciation of various literary styles and contexts. The 13th questions is where do your literary texts come from? So it was explained that literary texts are drawn from a variety of sources. Textbooks offer structured content aligned with curriculum standard. Online materials bring in diverse and current texts and personal curations. Allow the teachers to select works that are more tailored to students' interests or classroom themes. This approach ensures a balanced and engaging literary experience. Next. So the 14 questions is, have you ever used translated version of local or international literary works? So the teachers mentioned that the translated version of literary texts are often used to support students' comprehensions, especially when the original works are in unfamiliar languages. Nevertheless, some original elements are occasionally introduced to preserve cultural and linguistic authenticity, helping students appreciate the deeper context of the literature. And the last question of this part is, how do you ensure that the literary texts are age appropriate and culturally relevant for your students? According to the teachers, its literary text is carefully reviewed in terms of language difficulty, thematic content, and cultural references. This is done to ensure appropriateness for the student's age group and cultural background. Furthermore, feedback from colleagues or students may also be considered to make the material more inclusive and engaging for the learners. So for the conclusions of this part is, based on the teacher answer, it is clear that a wide variety of literary texts are used in the classroom, including short stories, poems, and song lyrics. These different forms of literature help create a more engaging and meaningful learning experience for the students. The teachers also reported using a combination of classical and contemporary works. This approach allows students to explore timeless literary themes while also relating to modern issues and language. The balance between both types of text help develop students' critical thinking and cultural awareness. In terms of sources, the teachers use combinations of material from textbooks, online platforms, and personal selections. This variety ensures that the texts are relevant, accessible, and adaptable to the specific needs of the students. The teachers also confirm the use of translated literary works, especially when the original text may be too complex. Translations are seen as a tool to help students better understand the content while still appreciating the cultural and literary value of the original work. Finally, to ensure that the literary texts are suitable, the teachers evaluate the language level and content before introducing them in the class. This careful selection process helps guarantee that the material matches the student's age, language proficiency, and cultural background. So for the overall, is the teacher response show a thoughtful and student-centered approach to selecting and using literary materials in the classroom. That's all for the C part. Next part is D part. Widi, the time is yours.
Okay, next part is teaching methods, student involvement and media. Starting with teaching methods, focus on student-centered learning. This means the teacher lets students take an actional role in learning. Use Socratic questions, discussions, and inquiry-based tasks. This helps students think deeply and learn by asking and answering questions, and aim to build critical thinking and self-expression. The goal is for students to think for themselves and share their ideas clearly. Move to student involvement, active in role plays, creative writing, presentation, and debates. These fun activities help students understand the story better and speak more. Also help with better understanding and personal connection to text. Students feel closer to the story when they can act or write about it. Move to media use. include films, audiobooks, Padlet, and Google Docs. These tools make the class more fun and help all students join the learning. Also makes learning more interactive and inclusive. Everyone can take part and learning feels more alive. Next. Next is students' reactions and technology in teaching. In student reactions, students enjoy text they can relate to. They like stories that feel real or match their own experiences. But difficult text needs guidance and vocabulary help. If the story is hard, the teacher needs to help explain the words and meaning. Move to use of technology, basic tools, vocabulary apps, and online discussions. The teacher use simple digital tools to support learning, but limited integration due to infrastructure problem. Not all tools can be used because the school doesn't have enough support. Next material will be delivered by Sugeng.
So I will present the results focusing on part E, challenges and opportunities in teaching English literature. The most frequent challenges faced by the teacher is students' limited vocabulary. This makes it difficult for them to understand literary text, especially when the language is figurative or culturally rich. To address this, the teacher uses a combination of strategies such as providing glossaries, using translated text, and explaining meanings through context. These methods help students gradually improve their comprehension and confidence in engaging with literature. Next is benefits and collaboration opportunities. Despite the challenges, literature brings many benefits to students. According to the teacher, literature significantly enhances both critical thinking and language proficiency. Students learn how to analyze, interpret, and express ideas through reading literary works. The teacher also works together with art and music teachers to design creative projects like poetry performance or drama, which make literature lessons more engaging and meaningful for students. Suggestion for improving literature teaching. To improve the teaching of literature in vocational schools, the teacher suggests stronger collaboration among all language teachers. An example of this is the Language Month program held at SMKN Satu Supra. During this event, students take part in various activities such as poetry readings, storytelling, and drama performances. These interdisciplinary efforts help students experience literature in a fun and dynamic way, while also allowing teachers to observe and evaluate their progress more effectively. So, the conclusion is So in conclusion, based on the interview with the English teacher, it is clear that literature plays a supportive yet essential role in English language teaching at the vocational high school level. Literature is integrated into the development of all four language skills, include reading, writing, speaking, and listening, rather than taught as a separate subject. The teacher follows the official curriculum and selects literary texts that are suitable for students' language levels, interests, and cultural backgrounds. A variety of genres and sources are used, and technology is integrated to enhance engagement and understanding. Despite facing challenges such as students' limited vocabulary, the teacher applies effective strategies to overcome these issues. Literature is seen as a powerful tool to develop students' critical thinking and creativity. Collaboration with other subject teachers and programs like Language Month offer valuable opportunities to make literature learning more meaningful and holistic. Overall, English literature is not only a means of language learning but also a bridge to cultural awareness, expressions, and personal growth. I think that is all from our group. Thanks you for watching and listening. We apologize if there are any mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very
Thank
much
you
for
very much
watching
for
our
watching our
presentation.
presentation.
We also want
We
to
also want to
say thank you
say
for
thank you
our
for
lecturer,
lecturer,
Mr. Anthony,
Mr.
for giving
Anthony,
us
for
this
giving us
interesting
this
project.
interesting project.
This project helped
This
us
project
learn
help us
many
learn
things.
many
We learned how
things. We
to
learn how to
observe
observe
a real
a real
classroom,
classroom, how to
how teacher
understand how
use
teacher use
literature in
literature
English
in
lesson,
English lesson,
and also
and
how to
also
work
how
together
to
as a
work
team.
together as a
We
team.
now understand
We
that
now
literature
understand
is
that
not
literature
only
is
about
not only
reading
about reading
text or reading
text or
story or
reading
something like
story or
that.
something like
It is
that.
also
It
about
is
learning
also about learning
language,
language,
and
culture,
values.
and
It can help
values. It can
students
help
become
students
better
become better
readers,
readers,
writers, and
writers,
thinkers.
and
We
thinkers.
really
We
enjoy this
really
project
enjoy
and
this
hope our
project and hope our
presentation is useful.
presentation is
Thank you
useful.
again, and
Thank you again,
wassalamualaikum
and
warahmatullahi
wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi
wabarakatuh.
wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.